do so. So that's just another aspect. And where the billboards are is where the other ramp will be constructed. All right, so this is a lovely photo that John took going east down the Beltline Trail and Pittsburgh Yards, and the billboard and 7585 is in the background. You can see the containers that you guys are developing to the left. Here's another photo just continuing down the slope here with Pittsburgh Yards in the background, and also the pond and connecting trail to Manford Road on the right side. And here's a photo of the small windy trail down to Manford Road. I just want to say we are working on what we're calling a safety improvement to Manford Road, just to make it easier for anyone using this access point to safely get from the Capitol View Manor down to the Beltline. Currently, the ramp just kind of stops at Manford Road, but we're working with the city just to make sure that, one, we don't have people parking here, so that anyone's in a wheelchair, stroller, anyone who has accessibility issues doesn't have issues at this point. The road is steep itself, and we couldn't change that, but there are some other things that, like I said, we're working on just to make sure that pedestrians and bicyclists can easily access the Beltline at Manford Road. And here's another photo continuing east, going up the incline. And this next photo is the transition to the the gravel section of the interim trail. So basically right before this photo, the concrete ends, and anyone who is running or riding a gravel bike can continue on to the rest of the Southside Trail. And as I mentioned before, so this is a schematic of the ramp that the Ranchwater developer will be installing. And like I mentioned before, they were permitted to have an entrance that's right only for Metropolitan, but there's also adjacent to that a ramp so that pedestrians can walk up and then to their development, but then also another ramp going up to the Beltline. So currently there are wooden stairs here, and they're going to be taking those out and putting probably more hefty concrete stairs there, so that someone walking along Metropolitan can use either stairs or the ramp in order to get to the Beltline on the southwest side of Metropolitan. And so John took this photo. So this is a photo of the backside of the Pittsburgh Yards, the lovely.
Great photo.
Yeah, like every time we walk up to this section, everyone's always like marveling at the shadow signage that you guys like geniusly implemented here. So I guess
it's a nice shot. Yeah.
I think there was one question. I guess you can give me 1 second. Stop sharing. That's you. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Somebody put something in the chat. Annetta Brown. No, so Annetta, what I was mentioning was at 1246 Aileen. They are in the process of building a multifamily that has market rate and affordable apartments at the corner of Aileen Avenue on this other side of the Beltline. So someone who is working at Pittsburgh Yards, a business owner, has an opportunity within the next year or so, once that developer is done, to live close to the Beltline in a new building. I think that was the only question. So I'll turn it back over to Walter.
All right, thanks a lot, Hope. That was a lot. Thanks for the update. I love that shot. Is there a way you can send me that photo with the with the shadow effect? Because that's probably one of the best features on that backside. Usually I try to time my afternoon tour so I can catch that perfectly when it's reflecting on the wall. Sometimes I catch it. Sometimes it magically appears literally when I walk outside. So that's a real cool feature.
Yeah, if I can send it to you, and if you use it, I'll send you the email of the person who took the photo, and then you can just go from there.
Sure. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks again.
No problem.
Any other questions around the Beltline or anything for Hope, or if anything you need to put in the chat and just have more questions about? If you don't mind, we'll definitely. I think I see another question. Miss Annetta, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to keep putting it, and then I kind of came in late, so I apologize. But you were saying that there's going to be that property that you were speaking of is for, say it again, it's for people who work at Pittsburgh, or if you have business at Pittsburgh.
No, I was saying, so that building is coming. So if you decided you wanted to apply to live there, that's going to be a new option, but it's not owned or anything by Pittsburgh Yards. It's owned by another developer, and it will be managed by someone else.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's going to be an income restriction type. I'm saying for my clients, I'm sorry, I'm a realtor in the area. So I'm asking these questions for purposes of my clients wanting to move in the community. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay. So I can probably put you in contact with the Rangewater developer, but from my knowledge, they're going to have market rate and income restricted or affordable housing. There's a certain percentage of both. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it did. I hit you in the chat to say that would be great if you can. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Again, thanks again, Hope. That was very informative. I think for those that hadn't seen it from that backside, and when you're walking towards the property site from the Beltline, that was a really good presentation and give you a visual perspective that you haven't seen. I know I hadn't seen it until Saturday, so that was really awesome to see. Thanks again for that. We will move on. We were supposed to have our tenant testimonials at this portion of the call, but it doesn't look like either of the tenants have been able to log on to the call. So what we will do, the two that I'll just speak to what the tenants were. These are both new tenants. One is the Brew House. This is Miss Bella Jones, and has recently opened up kind of a boutique space in the South Wing in the NIA building. And she's been here, I guess, about 2 months or so. She also has several other businesses, particularly one is her role as a professional chef, but she's using the space now as kind of a business space for her different products that she does sell around organic products, oils, as well as different services that she provides for wellness for moms as well, because she's also a doula as well. So it looks like she was not able to make the call tonight, but she is one of our newer tenants, and really good to see her in the building. The other tenant that I was presenting on the call tonight was Mr. Tark Abdullah, which he is with Tarkitex. He's one of our newest tenants as well. South Wing tenant, came out of the Flatiron building downtown, recently moved in and really loves the space, but has really been effective in terms of leveraging the space, as he is also a professor currently at Kennesaw State University. And he's actually brought his students down. I think these are like third year architect students that have come to the site, and they've had a couple classes here to get a idea and really work on some real life projects using Pittsburgh Yards kind of as a backdrop and at a playground for the concepts and designs, thinking about what we have done here in terms of taking that holistic approach from the community aspect, the architectural aspect, as well as the commercial aspect of a project, and having them basically rethink the way they think about design when they're talking about projects in their professional careers moving forward. So hopefully we'll be able to get them on the call next month. Apparently, because our entrepreneurs at Pittsburgh Yards are so busy, unfortunately, sometimes they are able to make the community meetings on Thursdays. I did see Michelle Jones, so I didn't know if, Michelle, would you want to give an update in reference to the BRIC program? Because I know I've been getting a couple of questions about that. We have kind of a phase 2 of the BRIC program on the south side portion, the north side of the property, which is, it is the south side portion of the property close to the Beltline, where the new installation will be likely going. As the first portion close to the University Ave is currently filled. And people are really interested in that. We do still have the example blocks in the property management office. So if you did have a moment, would you mind giving us a quick update on where we are and just a little bit of information in terms of if people are interested in purchasing a brick on the property and what that means to the organization and to the community as a whole?
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Walter. First, I'd like to say congratulations to all the, news articles and different things that are happening. It's real exciting to see, and thank Hope Atlanta Beltline. One of our line items, budget items, was to restore the Atlanta and West Point Railroad lettering. So I'm glad to see that was done. And, as you all had talked about the last couple of years. So thank you for that. So yeah, the BRIC Projects nonprofit organization, we started a little over 2 years ago, and we sell the bricks in order for the permanent installation, leaving people to leave a keepsake on the property, and it's called the Atlanta and West Point Trail. We worked with the developers, Pittsburgh Yards development team, and they allowed us to start this organization. It's an independent organization. We'll also be using the proceeds to buy outdoor design elements like clocks. We have a clock that's coming in, and actually we got a grant, so we don't have to use the funds for that. We have 2 entrance signs and some benches and trash receptacles and some other interactive elements, as well as later on maybe programming at Pittsburgh Yards in the community. So yeah, the Beltline, ideally we're looking to put the bricks in before the ribbon cutting, but we'll end up installing them in October. So sometime in mid to late October, we'll have that second section completed. And with that, Walter or Tamika, we're looking, PY Community is looking to donate bricks to all the tenants at Pittsburgh Yards. So I would need y'all's assistance with letting us know the, the company spelling name or the legal business entity. And then,
did you say donate? Did you say donate? Or
yes?
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sure they'll like to hear that.
Yes. Yep. For every business, even the master tenants, if you're comfortable that they're going to be moving in soon. I know not all have actually moved in. And then we're also donating to a lot of people. Organizations helped us get to where we are, like Columbia Ventures, Annie Casey Foundation, Colliers, Atlanta Beltine. So Core Ventures will be donating bricks for all of those organizations too. So we'll have two little sections, one that says the first tenants, we'll like start a brick off that says first tenants of Pittsburgh Yards. And then that section will be the entrepreneurs. And then another section kind of partners or people that engaged with us. So, and then just 2 more minutes, I'd just like to say that we lowered the price, a permanent lower price from $50 to $40 a brick. And then the miniature bricks lowered the price from $20 a brick to $15 a brick. So I personally have been out of pocket several months, but we're still, you know, doing stuff for the organization, of course. And we're still in need of 2 artists for the entrance sign. So we're looking for local artists, if anyone has any referrals. We haven't done an open artist call, but we'll be having 2 illuminated entrance signs, ideally solar paneled, and we need those designed. So we're looking for artists to create a metal sign that says Atlanta and West Point Trail at both the Beltline entrance and then the north entrance on McDaniel and University. We will be involved with the festival this weekend. We'll be doing make a brick photo op, face painting, and then an opportunity for people to win 3 bricks by guessing the number of these fall foliage balls in a jar. And I think that's it. So far as an update, the website is still, I can put that in the chat, and it's also on pittsburghyards.com/story/community. Yeah. Thank you, Walter.
No problem. And we actually need some more of, I guess, the larger size brick. If we could just get one example, because I think when I try to explain the true brick size and they see the miniature one, they're like, oh, well, yeah, that's nice, but it looks like a paperweight. So,
okay.
And I'm like, yeah, it is a little bit larger. It is actually a real brick that you'll actually have, and you'll be able to customize and, you know, put whatever message or whatever type of signature that you see fit on that brick, but it's sometimes kind of hard to see with the miniature brick. So
yeah, okay. Well, I'll bring in a regular size one and some updated flyers.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because that's a really cool concept. And the cool part about it is that with it being at both the university end as well as on the Beltline end in the future, I mean, it just will be this great kind of bookend of, you know, the legacy members and some of the newer members, particularly with what you're mentioning, the donation piece for the tenants. That'll be really, really, really nice to see all of those different businesses, especially like this first phase of the first group of tenants that have their brick on a property site will be kind of a legacy for the building going forward. So that'll be really cool to see. Thanks for doing that.
So I have a quick question. I guess I don't know who would be able to answer, but I heard Michelle talk about art. I don't know if in that little area that we have the entrance, if that's going to be like the art plaza. I didn't fail to mention, but our arts and culture manager, we were able to place 2 concrete pads on our side of the entrance. So if Michelle, if that area could be like a, I don't know, art plaza, like I said, we have created some space for art to be installed at a later date. I think our arts and culture person is working on some grants or some other things just to make sure. We are gonna be, we have allotted some electrical conduit so that it will be wired just as a request. So, you know, if we do have an art plaza and it's all lit, if you wanna coordinate with Miranda, I don't know, that could be like a really grand entrance in that area. So I just wanted to share that.
That's really exciting. It's a great
It
opportunity.
is, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, Hope, you could share her information, or I could reach out to you by email and follow up.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you. We also have a 10-foot double-sided clock that I think most of you all know that through the Stadium Neighborhood Community Trust Fund grant will be, right now we don't have a date for installing that and having, well, it'll be engraved with Pittsburgh Yards. It'll be illuminated on 2 sides. And, but we don't have a date for the construction installation. Early next year, or, you know, we just haven't really talked about it too much about an actual date with the winter months, but we will be putting that in on the ground soon. I'd say 3 to 4 months.
Are there still plans for the clock, Michelle, as well?
Yeah. Oh, oops. Oh, I thought oops. Can you all hear me?
We can.
Okay, yeah, the clock. Yes, we received 100% funding to purchase that clock through the Stadium Neighborhood Grant. So we will be purchasing and installing that in I'd say like 3 to 4 months.
Okay, that is awesome. That's awesome. Any other questions, or is there anything else for Michelle Jones with the BRIC program?
Just amazing to see the vision start to really happen. You've come a long way, Michelle.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Team effort for sure, but it is, everything is exciting about what's happening at Pittsburgh Yards and yeah.
Good, good. So what we will do, in just a reflection of how organic and how creative we are at Pittsburgh Yards, we do have Mr. Tart with Architects in the office. So what I will do is remove myself so he can jump on camera and introduce himself to the team. So give us 1 second as we do a kind of a technical switcheroo in terms of my seat. So it will be Walter Slaton in the print, but it would actually be Mr. Tariq Abdullah speaking as a tenant testimonial here at Pittsburgh Yards. Give us 1 second. I briefly introduced you already, so
awesome.
Just give your own introduction.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tariq Abdullah. I am the principal architect and CEO of Tarchitects here at Pittsburgh Yards. Really enjoying the space. I love the vision. I actually have been following Pittsburgh Yards for a while, and the opportunity came up to make the jump July 1st. But yeah, I guess a bit about me. I'm a philanthropist, and I try to be a resource to all the communities that I'm a part of. And that doesn't change being here at Pittsburgh Yards. I'm also so I mentioned I'm an architect. We do about 98% of what we do is commercial projects, a little bit of light industrial, and a little bit of multi-residential design build. We've been in business since 2008. And I like to say that I see myself as a bridge between the architectural fabrics of communities and the social fabrics of communities. And through my philanthropic efforts, I usually do that through my 501c3 foundation, the Tarchitects Foundation for Architecture and Design, whose intent is to really propel young designers into the field of architecture. On my kind of free time, I want to say, when I can make time, I try to give back by teaching at one of the local universities. Usually it's design studio. So this year I'm teaching at Kennesaw State University School of Architecture, 3rd year design studio, architectural design studio. And we're doing a master plan of the Pittsburgh Yards. Why not, right? And part of that, it's a university study in relation to where Tarchitects' new home is. as an exploration of what you guys have identified, through the various, sessions and, critiques and, charrettes and all of that stuff over the years, and kind of, seeing if I can, provide some type of value. And one of the ways that I want to provide value is that, and you'll see this come out at some point here in a minute, but one of the ways I want to provide value is offer a visioning session in terms of architectural design services for current and future Pittsburgh Yards tenants, free of charge. And I'm incorporating it into the university study. So there's 17 third-year architectural design students under the tutelage of Tariq Abdullah, that'll be me, despite it says Walter Slaton there, to actually provide some level of architectural design services that's at a point where, think of it as about 70% of what you would need to actually build something out. And they can use that to go get funding or, visioning for what they have planned in the future. So it also gives my students a chance to engage a client, right? Far too often in academia, we kind of spoon feed them a program, we spoon feed them, this, unrealistic client, and they don't really get the engagement, which is very important in this industry. So, so that's a little bit about me and what I got going. Really enjoy being part of the Pittsburgh Yards community. And thanks for having me. Yes.
All right. I am back. So magically grew a little bit more hair, as you can see. Same glasses, but just, a little bit more hair, a little bit of gray. Through the magic of CGI, right? So hopefully you enjoyed that introduction with Mr. Tart. He's been a definite asset to the building. Really love having him and his team here in the building. They've really been a real bonus to that south side portion of the building. I think I see a couple of questions, or okay, maybe not in the chat. We will move on to the last portion of the meeting tonight. As was lightly mentioned, and I'm glad that you did that, Michelle. You spoke to this weekend's events where we will be having our first annual community event. This is going to be a community celebration that will be going on at Pittsburgh Yards from 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. This will be an event that we will be having music, there'll be fun, there'll be vending, there'll be a tent that I think is about complete as of what we saw earlier today that will have music going on. This is an event that is open to the public. We do ask that you RSVP, but it is open to the public. If you do not RSVP, you're still welcome to attend. And hopefully we have our fingers crossed if the weather holds up. It'll be a really great event for everyone to attend. So hopefully if you haven't got information, we'll be sending out and we'll be doing another blast to particularly the tenant base in the building, because we really want to see all of our tenants and our coworkers at the event this weekend, and also the Pittsburgh neighborhood community, and then the surrounding communities as well, because this really is a community event. Is there anything you want to add to that, Natalie, from a programming standpoint, or?
We will have an audience participation parade at the off at 12:30. So come out with your dancing shoes on, ready to parade.
Is that like a TikTok dance parade, or is that just a?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We need some TikTok videos. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be really fun. And with that, there'll also be tours that that event as well. So for those that haven't been to the building since its beginning phase, or they came during the construction phase, you'll be able to see the finished product. So there'll be multiple tours running throughout the building during the daytime, either if me, myself, or there'll be some other team members, part of the group that will be offering tours as well. That's actually a perfect segue into the last portion of the meeting, where we talk about, options for tours and leasing here at Pittsburgh Yards. We do have co-working opportunities as well as leasing opportunities in all of our wings. We are really, really getting close to leasing up our south wing. I think we may have maybe 3 or 4 spaces left there. North wing is almost done, maybe 3 or 4 spaces in the north wing available. Now, in our west wing is where we probably have the most vacancy, but those are quickly moving. In just the last couple of days, we've had a couple of folks tour and take down the spaces in the west wing as well. So if you're interested in leasing office space, creative space, as well as light industrial space, we do have opportunities available still here at Pittsburgh Yards. And if you need co-working space as well, for those that don't need the individual office space, we do have co-working opportunities. Remember, our co-working opportunities, and trust me, I've talked to several other locations and folks that have tried to beat what we provide in terms of value, in terms of co-working opportunities, and we still are the best opportunity in Southwest Atlanta and just any other type of Beltline property as it relates to the value that we provide in our co-working opportunities. So definitely, if you are interested, we do have our tours on Thursdays. Today was a big day. We had a large number of tours come through. Those tours are scheduled at 10:30, 11:30, and 2:30 every Thursday. If you can't meet those times, we are able to schedule individual appointments to see and tour the space. But ideally, we would love for you to have the opportunity to see the space during those scheduled times, because typically we have pretty nice groups, and we also use those as kind of networking sessions for our entrepreneurs that are looking for a space within the building. Are there any other questions as it relates to Pittsburgh Yards or to any of the guests, or any of the questions or statements or presentations that were brought up this evening on the community meeting? It's a very quiet group tonight. All right, well, not hearing none or not seeing anything in the chat, I want to, again, as always, thank all of my featured guests that took their personal time to join the call, particularly Ms. Hope, as well as Mr. Tart. Really appreciate you guys coming on, and, especially that last minute switcheroo that I did. That was just awesome. I didn't even know I had that ability to have that happen. Just snap my fingers and change personalities. But having said that, we really want to see everyone out this weekend. Again, as Michelle mentioned, we got a really, really, really good push in terms of PR for both the event, the building as a whole, through AJC, Business Chronicle. We really, really would like to see you all come out this weekend. Remember, that will be at the property site, which is at 352 University Avenue. And that will be going from 12:30 to 5:00 p.m. on Saturday. And if you have any questions, or if you have any concerns, you can reach out to me. I will put my contact information in the chat towards the end of the call. And with that, we will wish everyone a very, very good evening, and we'll see you next month. Remember, these meetings and these virtual meetings, and hopefully we'll start back to a face-to-face or in-person meeting in the next coming month or so. But these meetings are the third Thursday of every month, and they start at about 6:15 in the evening. With that, I wish everyone a very good night. Thanks again. See you all later.
Have a good one.